I don't like Stephanie White. I preface that off the rip. I don't like Stephanie White, but I would hope to have thought that Stephanie White had at least some level of intelligence. Not at least for the purpose of how she uses Caitlin Clark, because I think we've already proven that she doesn't know diddly jack shit about how to use Caitlin Clark on a basketball court. But at least have the intelligence to know who is against you, against your team, against your city, against your state. Remember this. Remember this, Stephanie White. Remember this. Remember. You went to what school? Purdue. You went to what school in high school? Seeger, West Lebanon, Indiana. You are an Indiana native. You are from the state of Indiana. You played college basketball at Indiana. You played in the WNBA in Indiana. And you were an assistant coach and a former head coach of the Indiana Fever, and now once again, head coach of the Indiana Fever. And here you are doing interviews with a person who has voiced utter disgust for your city, for your state, for your franchise, for everything that you're supposed to stand on. You can't believe this crap. Let's talk about it. Hit the intro. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Indiana Fever Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I am your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showmont. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell and leave your comments. We are sitting right here, and I want to bring up to you an interview for which Stephanie White did with a podcast called Women's Sports Now. This is a podcast on ESPN Plus, Thursdays from 3 p.m., 3 Pacific time, 6 Eastern time, Women's Sports Now. And the person or persons who are hosts of this thing, of this podcast, are some lady named Susie Schuster, and then another person who is near and dear to y'all hearts, to all of our hearts, one Renee Montgomery. Now, there are so many issues with this Renee Montgomery component, as she should be prohibited from being on WNBA media, as she is a part owner of a WNBA franchise. So she shouldn't even have the ability to be on TV covering the sport as a part owner of a WNBA franchise. I mean, it's a massive, massive conflict of interest. It allows for tampering, because if she's allowed to talk to basketball players, what is to stop her from tampering with them when they're off air? We all know this happens as it is. But why would you, Stephanie White, jump on an interview session with one Renee Montgomery, a person who has ripped, absolutely ripped to shreds, your top player? And now I understand you may not care for Caitlin Clark. I think we all know that by now. I think all of us know that by now. But one would think that you would have the sense to not be on a podcast with someone that you know doesn't like your best player and has felt the need to voice it over and over and over and over and doesn't like your fans. It's called your fans racists. I mean, called your fan base racist. I mean, the state of Indiana, it's called your state racist. And so yet here she is doing a podcast with one Renee Montgomery, and here she is answering a question about one Caitlin Clark in this podcast. I mean, you can't make this shit up. It's unbelievable. You cannot make this up. It's crazy. Take a listen. This great podcast has 380 subscribers. It's been going on since March. We're in May. They can't get anybody to watch their shit, by the way. Just take a look at that. They can't get anybody to watch their shit. Listen to this.
Get her some easier opportunities on second, third side of the floor. We got to do that.
Well, you talked about that freedom and people.
Look at that. Look at Miss Renee Montgomery. Miss Renee Montgomery. Need we remind you about what Renee Montgomery had to say about the Indiana Fever? I mean, need we remind you? She called them stands, racist, sexist, violent with their words. This was on her own podcast called Montgomery and Company in September of 2024. I mean, come on. Well, actually, you know what? Let's go back real quick. Y'all remember this? This was Renee Montgomery. What she to say about Caitlin Clark and her fan base?
Taking it too far, man. Do better.
Actually, let's go back right here.
Group cannot be a representation of what the WNBA would want in their league. This is our league. This was built, like, I feel like as a women's basketball historian myself, I've been watching since I was 5. I was here before the league started, as a lot of the fans on social media feel the same. That ain't a representation of us. Y'all not like us. They not like us, okay? So please don't confuse me saying motivated by hate by meaning hating on a team the way a normal diehard fan would. For instance, let me just give you some examples. A diehard Falcons fan can hate the Saints, but they would be going a little bit too far if they created nude AI pictures of Saints players and then sent them to the Saints players' families. That's what Caitlin's stands have done to Angel Reese.
Really, and you have proof of this. See, remember this. She made a really blanket statement, and you got proof of this. You mean because Angel Reese claims that happened? That's not what Angel Reese said. She says it was on the internet. But now you're saying that they were sent to her family members. But how do you know they're Caitlin Clark fans? Like, see, that's the thing. You refer to them as Caitlin Clark fans. That's so reckless in the statement. That's the reckless nature of Renee Montgomery is a problem. She's an owner in the league.
A diehard Tennessee Vols fan could have hated our UConn Huskies, but they would have been going way too far if they sent death threats to the UConn players.
Again, what are you talking about? Proof. Where are the proof? Where's the proof of this? You make the blanket accusations are so outrageous, and you've never seen one email, one text, one phone call, nothing. You've heard nothing. You've never had proof of anything. Anything. In fact, the one thing you've had proof of is a Caitlin Clark fan stalking her. And the guy went to prison. Or a Paige Beckers fan being stalked. Paige Beckers being stalked by a fan of hers. So there's proof of it. Very, very reckless. This is the person that Stephanie White allows herself to be interviewed by.
And that's what they've done. That's what Caitlin stands have done. A diehard Celtics fan could hate the Lakers. And you know what? If we being honest, that Celtics fan base has definitely gone too far with some of their racist remarks and their treatments of players. It's not okay.
By the way, those Celtics fans are probably UConn fans. Renee, you should recognize who your fan base is. That's the Northeast United States of America. Boston Celtics fans are probably UConn fans, just so you know. She's real good. She's good.
It's okay to be a hater in sports. Like, hating in sports is a part of the game. Like, I like when our fans are so engaged and so passionate that they just don't like the other team. But being racist, sexist, and violent with your words, come on now. What are we doing? Come on now. That's
Don't be using my word. Come on now is my podcast. I need to send you a bill for that one. What are we doing? You're promoting this. You're saying it's happening. You never provide any ounce of proof of it. See, this is my problem. People like Renee Montgomery and Stephanie White then let's jumps on her podcast. Caitlin Clark is the person she's attacking. She's attacking Caitlin Clark, but she wanted Caitlin Clark to like say something about this as if she had any power of what any person does. Give me a break. She's got no power. She has no power over people. Those are trolls. Those aren't fans. Fans don't do that shit. We don't have time for that. We're doing enough trying to defend this player from you psychopaths who call her all kinds of names. Yes, people like you, Renee Montgomery.
not acceptable. I mean, honestly, imagine if one of the stands said the things that they were saying. What if they said it to your daughter, your wife, your cousin, your sister?
Hey, Renee, you should see some of the stuff that I've seen said about Caitlin Clark by the Reese fan base a couple years ago. It was pretty nasty. I know you never saw it because you ignored it, right? I know.
Folks might be ready to fight, okay? So Caitlin, unfortunately for her, this is a group that is attached to her, not her asking this group to follow. It seems that they found a home in this fan base, thinking that that's where it was. But recently, some things have shown where Caitlin recently liked a post by Taylor Swift, and it was supporting VP Harris.
All right, we're done here. So let's go back. This is now Stephanie White being interviewed by one Renee Montgomery. You can't make this up.
Most favorite. Well, you got Raven Johnson, who has had a great preseason in both games, and she's one of those players that the more you watch her,
Notice the narrative right there. Renee Montgomery says, Raven Johnson. I like Raven Johnson now, man. I do. I actually do. I like Raven Johnson now. But the fact that you're sitting here and you're moving that direction to Raven Johnson because you know what you want. You want to see Raven Johnson be the starting point guard. And you want to see Caitlin Clark move to the bench. We all know.
you see those intangibles. So what have you seen from her in training camp?
I think first and foremost, she's an elite defender. I mean, her energy is outstanding. She has multiple levels of effort on the defensive end of the floor. She gets a lot of deflections and steals. I mean, she really can spearhead us on that end of the floor. The other thing I love offensively is she's a kick ahead guard. So she's an outstanding defensive rebounder. She can get in there. She gets an outlet. She's going to throw it ahead, and she's really going to ignite the pace with which we play.
So I'm curious because, like, it's been known that every one of your games is nationally televised. And I'm curious from your point of view, does that add more pressure to the players that every night you're going to be critiqued at the highest level? Or is it like a motivator that every night you have a huge audience?
I think it's not pressure. I mean, certainly, it's a privilege to be able to be showcased every single night. I mean, obviously, people want to watch our team. People want to continue to watch Caitlin. I think the thing that I love about it, and Renee, you know this. I mean, we've been around a long time in this game, and to see where this game came from, where we couldn't get nationally televised games, to now every single game being on national television. It's an exciting time for us in the Indiana Fever. It's an exciting time for the WNBA. It's one that we've waited so long for this opportunity. So I look at it as an opportunity to continue to showcase the Indiana Fever and our team and the great players on our team every single night.
You know what? I'm going to end it right there because I don't really care about the rest of the interview overall. I would have loved to have seen Stephanie White, which she would never do it because she's not ever going to do anything like that in her life. But I would have loved to have seen Stephanie White say in this interview, it was the things that you said about people from the Indiana fan base, the Caitlin Clark fan base, pretty reckless. Really reckless. I'm the head coach of the team. I'm from Indiana. The insinuation that people from Indiana are just a bunch of racist pigs. It's pretty foul and messed up and not cool. And she should have done that, but she wouldn't. She never would. And the fact that Renee Montgomery can sit there smiling, it's disgusting. If there's one person you cannot be, like, there needs to be a certain section of people that you just say, I'm not going to be interviewed by you. But that would never happen from people like, Stephanie White. I have not seen Caitlin Clark interviewed by Renee Montgomery. I don't know if y'all have seen it or not. Maybe you have. Maybe you. I don't know. I haven't seen it. If you've seen it, let me know in the comments, man. But like, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave your comments, man. Because again, I'm not a fan of Stephanie White at all. But I gotta tell you, like, you gotta be one stupid motherfucker to go on an interview with Renee Montgomery after all the fucking bullshit that girl has said about this franchise, your best players, fan base, or people that she thinks are part of her fan base, and and the reckless dialogue that she's initiated and engaged in to basically make accusations against people, like, because just because one person does something, you don't recklessly call out an entire fan base. It's despicable. It's absolutely despicable, because for that, then we should be able to call out other fan bases and assume that they're part of a fan base because they've said reckless ass shit. But what are y'all thoughts in the comments? Again, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. This is Indiana Fever Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.